running is just something that we need to do every now and then. Okay, anyway, it is already past 1 minute past 9. I'm gonna get going. Thank you so much for joining this morning on Saturday. We've got Dominica with us as well. So good to see you, and mom and dad. Love you guys. Okay, I was gonna pop the mute button on there, um, and then obviously just put the recording on because I guess a lot of people would be doing the recording. So there we go, recording in progress. Nice. All right, so welcome everybody. Thank you so much for joining. Really appreciate it. So I sent out 2 emails this morning. One was like a big email to like everybody, just say, hey, online classes are happening on a Saturday, and then the other one was the link. And in the link, I just said bring a set of weights, but I think it also said squishy balls. So a little bit of a mixed message happening there. So if you do have a set of weights nearby, then grab them. That'd be awesome. Um, and then you can come straight back to the mats. The weights, I mean, it doesn't really matter how heavy you want to go. Um, yeah, anything that really suits your fancy, but don't go too crazy heavy. All right, today we're going to be focusing on a little bit of a circuit style, but we're going to start without the weights, a little bit of a warm up. Okay, so I'll give, yes, nice, Jill, you got your weights there. Let me just grab a set of weights there for myself. Nice ones. And there's for Jules. There you go. Cool. All right. So we're going to take a second to warm up on all fours. I know it's a little bit mean to come onto all fours straight away in the morning. Not the friendliest place to begin. But just take a second here with your hands underneath your shoulders and your knees underneath your hips, dialing out your hands to about 10 o'clock and 2 o'clock. So your right index fingers kind of pointing to about 10 o'clock, left index fingers pointing to about, other way around. Right index finger 2 o'clock, left index finger 10 o'clock. Feel the tops of your feet on the ground. So we want to include our pinky toe in this feeling. It's a bit of a strange one because you might want to roll and kind of dump into the big toe edges of your feet, but take a moment to find those pinky toes. So kind of hanging here suspended in space, can you push the floor away a little bit more through your hands, lifting out of your shoulders just a smidge? And lengthen through the crown of your head as if there was a strong magnetic pull, the crown of your head to the wall in front of you. Make sure that didn't just make you poke your chin forward, but actually lengthen through your crown. Simultaneously get a sense of lengthening through your tailbone. So tailbone magnetizes back towards the wall behind you. Gently draw your navel in and up if that hadn't happened automatically already. And then we're going to slowly, vertebra by vertebra, find a little bit of a cat-cow. We're going to start at our tailbone. So we're going to gently tuck the tailbone under. So it's as if there was a fire underneath your belly button and you want to lift your belly button away from the heat of that fire, rounding into the lower back. Start to round into your middle back, round into your upper back, and then let your crown of your head drip down towards the floor. Push your shins into the ground, draw your navel in and up, and press the ground away through your index finger mounds. Take a big breath into the back line of your body. And then starting from the bottom again, slowly flick your tailbone up, but keep your belly drawn in so you get a sense of length from your pubic bone to your navel. Reach your heart forward, squeeze your shoulder blades down, drag the heels of your hands back towards your knees. Nice. It's almost like a stretch for the front line of your body. Take an inhale into your low belly. And then push the floor forward and away from you through the heels of your hands as you slowly round through the spine, tucking through the tail, lower back, mid back, upper back. I'd like you to make this your own. So we're going to take about 45 seconds here. And I want you to find your own pace with your breath. A moment to check in with your body, to really feel the subtleties of your movement, just to connect your mind to your flesh and bones. Let's take 2 more rounds. Maybe if you're going a little quicker, it might be a few more rounds. And I'd like you to end in a cat stretch position, so the rounded spine. We round. Once you're in your rounded position, hold it. Press the tops of your feet into the ground. See if you can lift your low belly away from the floor even more to find more length into your tail. Can you relax your head? Really relax it. Maybe gently shake out your head. Super small little shakes. Just make sure that you're not tensing your neck. See if you can round into your lower back even more here. Draw the navel in and up. Imagine your tailbone could shine down to the space between your knees. Good. Keep that roundedness and slowly pull your bum back towards your heels. Think, say, going kind of down into our honkers, right? Sort of. And then bring yourself forward again. I'm going to do that 2 more times. Exhale, draw your bum back towards your heels. You might feel a stretch along your lower back muscles. Okay, last time, keep that roundedness. Draw your booty back. Nice. And then come back onto all fours. Well done. Slowly, from here, we're going to tuck our toes under and come into our first downward facing dog. Stretching out the back line. You want to feel your hamstring stretch. Let's pedal out through our heels. Again, just taking a little bit of time to check in with your body. Do a little body scan. And your intention for your body scan is compassionate. So we're compassionate towards ourselves. We're curious about ourselves and we care. How do I feel? Using your breath to fill into the spaces that might feel a little bit tight. Slowing things down. Good. Let's take about 3 more breaths here. I'm pedaling out through my feet, but if you want to add any other movements, that's totally cool. Nice. Bring your feet to stillness. We're going to inhale and reach our right leg up towards the sky. Keep your shoulders square with your mat. Push that left heel towards the ground, feeling a stretch in the back of your left leg. Engage through your right glute. Lift your right leg a little higher. Nice. And then we're going to look at the space between our 2 hands. Lift high on the toes of your left foot. So little calf raise. Lift the heel up high. And slowly step your right foot between your 2 hands. Nice. First, there you lower your back knee down there as well. So left knee comes to the ground. We're going to stay nice and low in a hip flexor stretch here for a moment. So I just want you to take a second here. Press your pelvis forward and down. Slowly slide your heart up your right thigh. Breathe down into your left hip. We're going to take about 3 breaths here. Good. Squeezing gently into the left glute. Nice. Last breath here. And we're going to take our left hand. Left hand's going to stay on the ground. Right arm, I would like you to reach it forward. Up and around 3 circles back the way with that right arm, okay? And when we circle the right arm, we're going to try our best to watch that arm and move our sternum, shine our chest in the same direction. Let's go for 1 more circle. I said 3, let's do 4. Nice. Lower your right hand on the inside of your right foot and squeeze your right knee into your right shoulder. So your right shoulder and your right knee are now in contact. Left arm reaches forward. up, around and back. Good, let's go for 4. Nice, 3. Good. 2. Beautiful. 1. Left hand comes to the ground. Right foot, see if you can keep that right knee pressing into your shoulder, but hover your right foot off of the floor. Yes. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Take it back to all fours. Well done. Tuck your toes under, downward facing dog. Pedaling out and breathing here for 5 breaths. Relax your head and neck. It's kind of useful here in these moments in down dog to notice tension in your face, maybe muscles between your eyes or in your forehead or in your jaw. See if you can really soften into those areas. Nice long inhales and exhales. When you're ready, bring your feet to stillness. Left leg reaches up to the sky. Just try and keep those shoulders square with the long edges of your mat. Notice if your right hip is leaning over to the right hand side of the room. See if you can square your hips. Press that right heel down a little bit more towards the ground. Use your left glute to lift the left leg higher. Nice. Now look at the space between your two hands. Lift the heel of your right foot as high as you can. That's going to give you more space to get the left foot through. Okay, so left leg, slowly step it through to the space between the hands. Lower your right knee down. Slide your heart up your left thigh. Take 3 breaths into your right hip flexor. You actually want to feel the expansion of your breath down in the lower right side of your hip. It's not just you imagining things expanding. Your abdominals are expanding and contracting as you breathe. Not contracting, but expanding. Nice. Okay, right hand stays down. Left arm reaches up, and we're going to start 4 circles back the way with the left arm. The circles are to warm up the shoulder, but also to warm your spine up into a little bit of rotation. So you allow your chest to twist and turn as well. Good. Nice. Left hand is going to go to the inside of your left foot, and your left knee and left shoulder are now best friends. It's a little wobbly here. So grip the floor with the fingertips of the left hand. Right arm forward, up and back. One side might feel a whole bunch stickier than the other. 2, 3, and 4. Well done. Right hand to the ground. Square it off. Squeeze your left knee into your left shoulder. Engage your abdominals. Draw your belly in and up. And lift that left foot off of the ground, if you can. Hold for 5. Yes. 4, 3, 2, 1. Take it back to all fours. And then take a quick little shell stretch. So pull your bum back towards your heels. Big toes to touch. Take 2 more breaths here. Okay, last breath. Well done. Okay, we're going to come onto our booty, a little bit of a seated position. And you're going to take your weights with you. Just put your weights alongside your mat so that you can grab them when you need them. Cool. Sitting up nice and tall, grab a hold of the back of your legs, lengthen up through the crown of your head, drop your shoulders down your back. Okay, now release your hands, reach them forward as if you were holding onto a big beach ball, elbows slightly bent, pinky fingers down to the ground. We're going to slowly, just like we did in our cat stretch, round into the lower back. Nice. someone's trying to tickle your belly button and you want to pull your belly button away from their hands. Slowly come all the way down. Lower back connects to the mat, mid back, upper back, back of the head. Inhale, reach the arms back. Exhale, slowly come forward. Nod your chin to the chest, come up. If you want to add on to this, grab one weight, bring it to your chest, and then slowly come down. So with the weight, we want to reduce the speed at which we connect to the floor. So we resist lowering down. Good. Inhale at the bottom. Exhale, slowly come up. If you struggle to come up, the weight is great as a counterbalance. So if you reach your arms forward, you'll get there a little quicker. Nice. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, slowly come down. Nice. Inhale at the bottom. Exhale, come up. For an extra little bit more work, straighten out your legs. Okay. You're welcome to reach that weight forward. Have a little bit of a hamstring stretch. And then come back up. Slowly lower down. Nice. So I'm going to straighten out my arms. As I come down to the ground, I'm going to reach the weight overhead, slowly listening to my shoulders as they open up. I'm going to bring the weight forward and up, reach it towards my feet, and slowly come into my forward fold. Sit up tall. Nice. I'm going to go for 2 more. So the exhale takes you forward. Nice. Make sure you get a really solid inhalation all the way when your head's on the ground there. So big inhale at the bottom. Nice. Ending in a seated position. Nice. Let's see you come up one more time. Yes. Good. Okay, we made it. Hopefully your neck is not sore after all that. All right, but we're going to find a seated position. Lengthening up to the crown of the head, weight still in my hand. And you're going to come into a little bit of a mini C curve. So roll back. Doesn't have to be majorly far, the C curve thing. Really drag your heels into the floor. Draw your belly in, pubic bone in and up. Nice. See if you can get a little bit more length into the lower back. Okay, knees stay dead still. I'm going to twist to my left with the weight. And then I'm going to slowly twist to my right. Inhale through center. Exhale into the twist direction. Inhale through center. Exhale into the twist. Okay, now watch your knees. Knees are going to want to do weird things. Feet are going to want to do weird things. Try not to let that happen. 8. Good. Keep the shoulders low, elbows low. 7. So the weight is tracking pretty much around the circumference of your belly button. 5. 4. Beautiful. 3. Nice. 2. And 1. Good. Slowly lay all the way on your back. Take your weight up overhead. Lower back into neutral. So we're making sure the lower back is not arching, not tucking, just in the middle. Legs to tabletop position. Let's take a breath together. Inhale. Exhale, draw your ribs down into the floor. Find your breath into your lower back. Inhale. Exhale, stretch your left leg forward, reach your weight back behind you. Inhale, bring it back in. Nice. Switcheroo, right leg. Inhale, bring it back in. So here, I want you to really listen to your shoulder joints. If your shoulders are saying, oof, this is a bit pinchy, you can get rid of the weight. By all means, please respect your shoulders. Sometimes they'll complain for the first 1 or 2 and then they'll kind of get used to it. But please don't push through pain here. Okay, otherwise, we're going to keep going with this. 6 more. How's the lower back positioning? On that exhalation, we want to encourage neutrality in the lower back. And we want to encourage that corset tightening action. That's another thing that we think about on the exhale. 4 to go. And 3. Being a little bit mean with my counting today. So 2. 2. Okay, last one each side. Are we breathing? Hope so. Well done. And then feet to the ground. Well done. Take a moment, take a moment. Cool. We're going to take our weight onto our tummy, onto our pelvis rather. Hopefully that's not too uncomfortable. But you want to have a little bit of weight here on the front of your pelvis. Feet flat on the ground. We're going to come into a bridge position. So inhale at the bottom. We're going to exhale round into the lower back. Just obviously you don't want that weight to roll around everywhere. Just try and keep it steady. We're going to pick our booty up off of the ground into our bridge. Okay, so the weight is just there to add like a little bit of extra resistance. You can double stack the weights if you like, if you want a real solid challenge. So we want the glutes to work here. Cool. Slowly, not articulating, but in one big chunk, lower your butt to the ground. So your spine stays straight and long. Bum touches the ground. We're going to push straight back up. Bam. Good. Inhale, lower. Exhale, power it up. Slow lowering, okay? Inhale, lower. Exhale, feel your butt contract. Power it up. So when we power it up, we're pressing down through the big toe edges of our feet and through our heels. We keep the pelvis nice and steady and even. And I want you to think pelvis up, ribs down, okay? So my pelvis lifts in the air, my ribs want to drip to the ground behind me. Nice, 6 to go. Exhale, lift. Inhale, down. 5. Exhale, lift. Inhale, down. Good. 4. So watch that you're not arching in the lower back as you come down. When your bum touches, you want your lower back to be in contact with the floor as well. We're not arching into the lower back as the booty comes down there. 3. Good. 2. Nice. Last one, we're going to take it up and we're going to hold it up there. Stay lifted. Relax your shoulders, ribs drip down. Let's take a couple little pulses up to the sky. So you think your bum's high, let's take it higher for 10. 9. Good. 8. 7. Remember, ribs down, pelvis up. 6. Press down into the big toe edges. Keep your knees parallel. 5. 4. 3. 2. 1. Well done. Lower it down. Nice. Really, really nice. Okay. From here, if it feels available to you, one weight in each hand, reach the weights up to the sky. Now, this depends entirely on how heavy your weights are. If you're going for like 10 kgs in each hand, please reconsider and maybe just use one weight. Okay. But here we are. Lower back into neutral position, legs to tabletop. Now see if it's possible for you today to straighten out the legs. It's going to be tough after what we just did, but fight to straighten them out if you can. Okay, inhale with me. Exhale, left leg's going to slowly travel to the ground. Maybe you can tap the left heel off of the floor. Inhale brings it back up. Right leg. Think about the line that you're drawing with each heel. So is it a squiggly line as you draw down and up the wall? Can you make it super smooth and straight? Okay. Well done. So on the exhale, we lower the leg. If it's available to you and your shoulders feel okay, opposite arm with the weight reaches back. So if my right leg goes down, left arm super slowly travels back and then comes back up. Listen to your shoulder. Gravity is going to want to make that shoulder collapse back behind you. Your work is to slowly resist it. okay? It's called an eccentric contraction. Your muscle is lengthening under the tension of the weight and gravity. Okay, keep going. Exhale on the opening up. Inhale to bring it up. I'm going to go for 6 more total. Just make sure you're breathing. Good. Almost there. 4. 3. Keep it up, keep it up. 2. Okay, guys, last one. I'm going to challenge you to keep your legs in the air and the weights in the air. Glue your legs together now. Glue your legs together. Keep the weights dead still. And you're going to start drawing a tiny little circle on the ceiling with both legs at the same time. So those of us who are not, that flexible in our hamstrings, bend your knees and notice the circle in the back of your pelvis on the ground behind you. So if your pelvis was a I don't know, if your pelvis had paint on it, you'd be literally tracing the circumference of your pelvis on the mat back behind you. Okay, see if you can really feel that lift of the butt up when you reach the top of your pelvis. Nice. See if you can lift your bum off of the ground just a little bit as your legs reach the top of the circle. Now keep your weights even more steady. You're going to go for 3 more in this direction. Dig deep for the reversal, okay? 2. 1. Let's reverse our direction. Totally cool to have a little bend in your knee, because what are we working? We're working our abdominals. Our abdominals attach onto our pelvis. So we're looking for movements in the pelvis. Hip flexors will work as well here. Okay, go for 4 more. Try and lift your bum off of the ground as your feet reach the top of the circle. Nice, nice little bum lifts. 2. Okay, last time. Well done. And feet to the ground, weights to the ground. Stunning work. Okay, we're going to change it up completely. Roll yourself into seated and onto all fours. Haha. All right, now just forget about the weight for a second, just for a moment. And we're going to find a really, really strong, beautiful, lengthened neutral spine, pressing the ground away through the heels of your hands. Good. Super, super, super. Cool. Left leg, let's take it long back behind us, lift it up in the air. Now just watch what the right hip wants to do. It might want to sink out to the right. Lift away from the floor with your belly as well. Nice. Let that left hip slightly sink down towards the floor so we're not opening to the left hand side. Nice. Right arm, see if you can reach it long out in front of you. Now the trick here is left shoulder and left wrist. Is your left shoulder above your left wrist? If yes, fantastic, keep it there and push the ground away even more. Keep that left shoulder above your left wrist as you bring your right hand and left knee towards one another. Tap them off each other on an exhale. Inhale, reach. You can reverse the breathing as well. It's super slow. Nice. Our natural inclination as that hand and knee travel towards one another is going to be to pull our left shoulder behind our left wrist. So try not to let that happen. Good. 6. Keep that energy beaming out of the crown of your head. 4. Almost there. 3. Should feel right side abdominal working as well. 2. 1. Nice. Keep your left leg up, but take your right hand to the ground. Okay, so that left leg aruni stays lifted. I'm going to go for 10 pulses up and down of that left leg. Straight up and down. Good. Watch what happens in your lower back and your belly as that leg lifts. Even me. So when I lift, my belly wants to drip to the floor. Do the opposite. Push the ground away. 5, 4. Nice. 3, 2, 1. From here, see if you can bring your left knee towards your left tricep, the back of that left arm. Good. And then send it long back behind you. Left knee, left tricep. Inhale, reach it back. As you reach back, think about length from crown of the head out through the heel. Nice. That looks great. 3, 2. Last time. Now, bring that left knee to the left tricep. And just like we did in our warm-up, see if you can step your left foot to the outside of your left hand. Haha, well done. Cool. And tuck the toes of your right foot under. Lift your right knee up. Now, a little bit of a kind of multitude of things I'm going to request from you. Perhaps you can grab your weights here. Yeah. Look forward, shine your heart forward, lift your low belly in and up, bend into your left knee. So you're going to push that left foot through the floor to come up into a lunge. Yes, look at you guys. Well, I can only see Jill, but hell's yeah. Well done. Okay, turn your palms forwards. We're going to come into a bicep curl with a lunge here for 10. Good. And 9. Left knee tracks with the second toe of that left foot. Okay. 8. And allow the knee to go past the ankle if that feels good on your knee. 5. 4. Beautiful. 3. 2. 1. Now take it into the lunge. See if you can hold it. In that lunge, that left leg, our front leg, is the working leg. So you want to put a little bit more weight into the front leg, pressing the heel into the ground. Now spine-wise, get it nice and long. Shine your heart forward. And then from the hips, I'm going to hinge. So I don't want to round into my spine like a cat. I want to keep my spine long and hinge at the hip. So the crown of my head is reaching to where the wall and the ceiling meet. Bend into the front knee a little bit more. Tricep extensions here. We're going to press those weights back and forth. Elbows stay at a constant height. Squeeze your shoulder blades together and down. 8. 7. So elbows are most certainly not swinging forward and back. Elbows stay at a constant height. 5. Feel the burn at the back of your arms. 4. 3. 2. 1. Beautiful job. Step your right foot to meet your left. Haha. So my head is a little bit chopped off now. Get your feet into a stance that feels good for you to come into a little bit of a, call it chair pose in yoga. Get a little bit of a squat position. So I don't want to prescribe anything to you because I want you to feel this out. We're sitting our butt back, bending our knees. Weight is in our heels. Lower back is long. So draw your belly in, lengthen through that lower back. Again, I'm not rounding into my spine, keeping it long. Okay, good job. From here, let your right hand reach down to the ground as your weight. And then you're going to imagine you're starting a lawnmower. Bent elbow pulls up towards the sky. Look to the right. Okay, left arm down, pull, twist. Right arm down, pull, twist. Left arm down, pull, twist. Notice that twisting action, just like we did in our C curve earlier. Maybe sit a little deeper into those legs. 7. When you pull that elbow back, the elbow is going back towards your bum. not back towards the ceiling. So keep your neck switched off. 3, 2, 1. Stand up tall. Okay, almost there. So what we're going to try now to get back onto all fours is kind of come back down the way we came through a bit of a balance. I'm going to lift my right leg up, left foot, the working foot is still on the ground. Okay, keep your spine long, draw your belly in, bend into your left knee. So the left knee is going to be softly bent, and I'm going to slowly turn into a little teapot. Okay, I'm going to hinge forward in my upper body, and I'm going to reach my right leg back. See if you can find this letter T shape in your body for a second. Then left knee bends, right foot finds the floor in a lunge. Ooh, look at that control. Very nice. Slower than you want to, lower your right knee to the ground. Well done. Weight down. Hands down. Left hand on the inside of the left foot. Pick up the left foot. Hold it there for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Take it back. All fours. Well done. Right leg reaches back. Nice. We lift it straight up in the air. Lengthen through the crown of your head. Draw your belly in and up. Think about your 2 hip points at the front of your hips. Is that right hip point quite a lot higher than your left? So think about squareness through your pelvis. Left arm reaches forward. Right arm, push the ground away, lift out of the shoulder, and that right shoulder is above the right wrist. Keep that there. Left hand, left knee. Bring them in. Stretch away. Bring them in. Stretch away. Make your focus that right shoulder above the right wrist. Push the ground away. Once you're happy with the shoulder and the wrist, then take your focus to your spine. Lift up through the back of your skull so the back of your skull magnetizes to the ceiling. Don't let your chin poke forward. 4 more. Looks beautiful. Just watch that when you extend your right leg back, that you're thinking about lifting your belly away from the floor. 2, 1. Right leg extends back, but left hand finds the mat and stays there. Good. 10 pulses up with that right leg down and up. Okay. 8. Good. 7. Mostly focusing on the residual kind of compensatory movements that we want to make and preventing those. 5. Think about lifting up to the inner thigh of that right leg. 4, 3, 2, 1. Lift up through the right leg, hold. Right knee, right tricep. Bring it in. See if you can really get the knee to connect to the arm. Send it back. Good. Connect to the arm. Nice. And that exhalation when the knee connects is kind of nice. Practice for core compression work. 4 more. Watch the deviation of the shoulders as the knee comes forward. Try and keep the shoulders above the wrists. 2. Okay. Last time. Connect that right knee to the right arm. Hold it there. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Step your right foot next to your right hand. Yes. Good job. Hey, amazing. Grab your weights. Tuck the toes of your back foot under. Lift the back knee up. So here, we're going to be so likely to lift our whole body weight up now with our lower back muscles. So scaffold your lower back by lifting your belly in towards your spine. Lengthen through the crown of your head and think, I'm going to push my right leg through the floor to lift me up. I'm not just going to lift from my lower back. Okay? So bring the weights off the floor. Push your right leg through the floor to lift you. Good. Roll your shoulder blades back and down. 10 bicep curl lunges. Let's go. Down and up. Sliding your spine down and up an imaginary wall behind you. Beautiful. And 7. That's it. That's the ticket. 6, 5. Great job. Keep it going. 4. Keeping the heel of the front foot on the ground. 3. Make sure you're breathing. 2. Last time. Okay. Now we bend into that front knee. And take the weight into your front leg. Dig the heel into the ground so you feel your hamstring switch on. Spine stays long. Draw your low belly in and up. Elbows lift up and back. Now keep them in that spot. Squeeze your shoulder blades together and down. Keep your elbows where they are. Just extend the forearm and bring it in. Nice. Once you've got it, magnetize the crown of your head to where the wall and the ceiling meet. Bend a little deeper into the front knee if you can. Drill that right heel into the floor. 5, 4, 3, almost there. 2, and 1. Stunning. Step that left foot to meet the right. Well done. And the lighting's a little bit dark in here. But anyway, you're doing great. Keep it up. Get your feet positioning to suit your chair pose, your squat. Some people even like to have their feet together. I'm going to go with about hip width distance. Bum back, knees bent. As soon as we get here, we need to check in with the lower back positioning. Draw your belly in, lengthen through the lower back. And then watch your head positioning. Don't let it hang down. Open your collarbones, lengthen the crown of the head to the space of the wall and the ceiling meet. Let's start in a fly position here now. So squeeze your shoulder blades together and down. And then let that right arm lower. Pull your lawnmower chain, start it. Left arm down. Pull up. Inhale down. Okay, add in a little bit more rotation now. So rib cage twists and turns. Lower body stays dead still. Maybe you can get a little deeper into those legs now. So you are basically the human corkscrew. Corkscrewing to the right, corkscrewing to the left. 6. 5. Pull. 4. Pull. 3. Pull. Pull the belly in. 2. Pull. Last one. Pull. Stand up tall. Big breath in and out. Let's take our weight into our right foot. Left leg lifts up. So it's a slow, like balance into a T shape and then into your lunge. I like to take my weights to my chest, bend into your right knee, lengthen into the lower back. Send the left leg back and the crown of the head forward. Power in that left leg. So if your left leg's a noodle, you're going to have way less balance. Slowly step that left foot back to the ground. Good. Nice. And then slower than you want to, come down into your kneeling position. Weights to the ground. Right hand to the inside of the right foot. Right knee presses into that right shoulder. Draw your low belly in. See if you can lift your right foot off the ground. Hold. 5. Yes, nice. 4, 3, 2, 1. Send that right foot back. Take a brief shell stretch. Breathing here. So essentially the hard work is done, but I want to challenge you today to end really strong. So we're going to see if we can end today in a minute plank. A minute is a really long time, so you can start in any plank you like. You can lower your knees down at any point in time, but we're going to aim for a minute plank. Okay? If you're already like, hell no, you're welcome to just stick it out, but also or not do it. But let's see. Okay, I actually have a timer, so it's not just me imagining the minute. Any plank that you choose. If your wrists are feeling tender, you can come onto your forearms, and you can always switch it up as we go. But when you're ready, the timer is going on in 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Get your plank, hold. So just anecdotally, and in university today, or not today, this week, we have a class that deals with like testing athletes, just different performance tests. And they got us all in the class to do a plank test, plank duration. I managed to get to 4.5 minutes before my form died, but someone in the class got to 7.5 minutes of planking. And it was a girl. The ladies won that one, which is pretty cool. But just so you know, it is possible. I think the longest duration plank in the world is 8 hours. Can you imagine? Okay, breathe with me. Inhale and exhale. Keep your bums low. Squeeze your bum. Charge up through the legs. As soon as your tailbone flicks up and your lower back arches, your form is gone. Guys, that is the sound of liberation. Slowly lower your knees down. Come back into your shell stretch. A minute plank. Not too bad, huh? Maybe we can make it 2 minutes next week. Here in your shell, just take a moment to slow things down. Connect to the feeling of your heart beating. Listen to the sound of your breath. Feel into the places in your body that your breath is expanding into. Slowly, let's come into a seated position, any seated position that works for you, keeping the vibe very relaxed. Maybe just close your eyes for a second in your seat, relaxing your shoulders down. We're going to take 3 breaths together. On our inhalation, we're going to reach our arms up. Let's take it together. Inhale, reach the arms up. Collecting good energy for yourself and your loved ones today. And bring it down to your heart center on your exhale. Let's take 2 more like that. A big inhalation, reach it up. Good energy for you, your loved ones, and maybe everybody else too. Bring it down to your heart center on your exhale. Last time. Inhale. Good vibes, good energy for you and your loved ones and the whole wide world today. Exhale, bring it down to heart center. Keep your hands at your heart center just for 1 second, maybe bowing your head down. Just in gratitude for yourself for coming to the mat today, for everybody that's joined in this little collective consciousness pocket here from around the world. Thank you so much for joining. And I'd encourage you to take a look at the full moon wherever you are. The moon is really beautiful today. So, yeah, guys, thank you so much for joining. I really appreciate it. And how do you feel?